Well, hello friends. Today we are going to make a vertical slider. Now we already have a horizontal slider. It's called a G slider. I'll show you what that looks like. If you haven't seen it, it's this guy right here. And it's just like a basic slider widget, right? But the constructor doesn't allow us to do anything except specify a parent. So we are going to add orientation here to the constructor. And that means that you can't construct one without forcing, I guess, an orientation. But we'll be friendly here when we start out, and we'll do something like. I mean, actually, let's not get carried away. Let's just do it like this, and then we'll figure it out. Okay, so first thing is, I guess we should have a getter, which should be const. Okay, and then we'll just put this guy down here, I guess. Just give it some default value, but it doesn't really matter that much. No, don't do that. Wait, why are you doing that? Why are you being that way? Okay, then just be that way then. Freaking Clang format is driving me crazy sometimes. But this is acceptable. So like I have this key combo that I press that runs Clang format on the open file, on the currently open file here. So like sometimes if you see stuff sort of out of place and then you just suddenly see it jump into place, that's because I'm pressing Alt-Shift-F, which is the keybind I set up to run Clang format. Anyway, so we're not going to allow you to set the orientation after the fact, so this will just be a getter. And then I think that that's good. So, I mean API-wise. The rest here is going to be the same, it's just internally it's going to behave differently based on the orientation. And then I guess we can look for new G slider around the code base. So we have some different ones. So in these cases, we're just gonna like, for now, we're just gonna pass in horizontal here. This is in the terminal app where you bring up this little settings window and you can choose the opacity. That's what this one is. And here is the widget gallery that we just looked at. So we're just gonna put horizontal on all of those right now. And then here's the widget registry in the visual builder. We'll just put horizontal here as well, and then we can figure it out later. So. What did we forget? Oh, right, we didn't actually change the constructor definition. So that goes here. And maybe we'll make the text a little bigger so you can see better. Okay. Let's just make sure that everything builds. And then we should also have a place to test this out. So maybe we can use the widget gallery actually, or yeah. Where do I want to put one? I guess I can put one there. I don't know why I always get stuck on these kind of details. The widget gallery is fine. Let's just put make one of these guys horizontal. Where are all the sliders? Right here. So we can even add like a little vertical slider container. New G widget. And we'll set the size policy to size policy. Horizontally it should just fill, but vertically it should be fixed. And then we set the preferred size to vertically 100, say. Okay, and then we'll make a vertical slider. Vertical slider container. I think maybe he already has some same values. Let's just see what shows up if we do this. I mean, obviously it's not gonna, it's not even gonna work. We have to do this with the slider. it's not going to do much of vertical stuff yet because we don't actually care about the orientation. So just want to see that it shows up sort of interestingly. Which I suppose it won't actually because we didn't set a layout. Yeah. So we have to give the container thingy a layout. Make gbox layout. Yeah, we'll make a horizontal layout. Maybe we can put a few sliders in there actually. Why not 3? And maybe one of them can be disabled, just like the other horizontal ones. And we can also have a proportional one. Yeah, that's cool. All right. So I think at least now they should show up. Then maybe we should make the widget gallery window a bit taller actually. So stop what you're doing. We'll just add like a little bit of height here. I think that's all the editing that we need to do. Oh, it's mounted. Okay. Just rescuing ourselves out of this little situation. And let's have a look-see. Okay, so these guys here, they're going to become vertical. Right now they're still very horizontal, as you can see, but we're about to change that. And that one is disabled. That's good. Maybe the disabled one should look a bit different, but that's not what we're here to fix right now. So, and then this window is a little on the big side, maybe. Maybe I made it a little too big. Say 620. All right, well, that's enough screwing around with that. Let's hope that it was a good number, and then we'll get to work on the paint event, say. So the paint event here uses something called the track rect, which I guess is the thin little track that we are sliding across. And then we compute the knob rect, and that's where we do the button that you can actually click on. So what we need to do, I guess, is compute the track rect correctly here, and then do the right stuff here in the knob rect function. So it's coordinate math, my favorite thing. So let's see, track rect. Then we'll do something like if orientation is horizontal, then we do whatever we were doing. Just like that. Otherwise, we do the same thing, except we're going to center it horizontally within. And it's also going to be, wait, so what is the track rect even? It's the inner rect. What's the inner rect? Okay, it's just the inside of the, oh, I see. Well, I guess this thing should actually work differently too, depending on orientation. So, let's say if orientation shrunken, we'll do that. It's kind of hackish, but it'll work. Okay. So in this case, we'll actually start at inner rect y, and it will be as tall as the inner rect. Track width and then track height, I guess we can turn that into track size, because now it's like height or width, you don't know which one it is, so we'll just use track size like that. Interact. Okay, so let's see that we are sort of on the right track here. Get it? That we're at least doing the track correctly. And then what's up with the knob rect? All right, so we got our rect here. Of course, this thing here is still wrong, but it's about to get better. But the track is now looking like it's in the middle, in the right place. So let's see. Rect of the knob. Maybe the easiest thing to do here is, or no. I was thinking like we could have some way on the rectangle to say like set orientation and like an orientation dependent setter to make this type of stuff easier. You could have like I don't know, like int set offset orientation. Oh, not int. Oops. I mean like int value, and then it would be like if orientation is orientation vertical, my's value, and x's value, something like that. Draw. Where the hell did we get orientation from? G widget. Wow, that's an awkward place to pick that up. We're gonna have to add you to the draw. I'm gonna put you in orientation.h. I know it's a bit awkward, but you're gonna go there and it's gonna be okay. Pragma once, and then we'll never edit this again ever, so we'll just git add libraries, let draw orientation. And then GWidget will always include that, so we'll just include the draw orientation, okay. Oh shit, that went up there, yeah, right. Right, and then in rect, can include orientation, set, oh, I guess we should do set y, actually, because these are not members here. And then we will also need int offset orientation. Something like that. And then what would be the height or width? Because this one we call it offset. But we can't call it size because we already have size. Offset. Well, we can call this offset for orientation. And then we'll also have int size for orientation. Height, otherwise width. It's kind of neat. I don't know. I've never done this type of thing before, but this seems like it could be useful for like making these widgets that you can reorient. If orientation is orientation vertical, then set height value. Otherwise, set width value. I don't want you. And we're good. Okay, so now we're going to try this out where we were here. So Wait, did I even think this through now? Because like, you still might want to set both of them. So, oh shit, yeah, I'm stupid. So it's like, it's not just like the primary one, we need the secondary one as well. So it's the primary offset. Is this gonna make sense? Or like, is this gonna be convenient enough? Because then we're also gonna need the secondary one, so. Then we do that, and height. Okay, and then we need to do these as well. Starting to wonder if this is too complicated. We'll see. We'll try it out and we'll see how it goes. Maybe it turns out that this is awesome. All right. So y in this case is the secondary offset. Because previously we were horizontal. So y is secondary and height is secondary. Secondary size for orientation is going to be the knob height. And I have to pass the orientation, of course. Okay. And then the width in this case, I guess, is the primary size for orientation. X is the primary offset for orientation. Knob fixed width. This one we can rename to knob fixed size. And we're good. Oh, I see we have height here as well. So actually we'll call it the primary size. And the secondary size. Maybe there are much better words than primary and secondary size. I don't know. Rect set primary offset for orientation. Okay, let's see. So far, so good. Set, that's also the primary size. And this primary offset. I keep expecting that I don't have to pass the orientation. I don't know why. It's stupid. Primary size. And then, oh yeah, and then we have to do this one. So let's say if orientation is orientation horizontal, and do this, otherwise. Okay, well that felt like a huge hack job, but let's see how it works out. Kind of a curious approach though. Maybe this could be a helper class. Like an orientation rect or an oriented rect. How the hell would that look like? Class oriented rect. Orientation. I'm not exactly sure. But like, how would it look like when you're using it though? That's the part. Because then all you would have to do, if this were like an oriented rect, then you would have to say rect.set primary size and then just inner rect. I mean, it would be kind of neat, I guess. I'm not sure. I'm not sure I like it. Let's just see how this looks so far. Okay, well, so far so good. Although if you look, then you notice I have to go left and right to get it to do the right thing. But that's the mouse event handling. I guess I kind of sort of like this primary, secondary size stuff. Actually, we should have verified that the horizontal one is still working right. It's looking right. Yeah, it's still working right. Okay. Then we just have to deal with mouse down and mouse move and stuff. So let's see. No. Do we have to care in any other function? No, it's in mouse move and in mouse down. So here, I guess, should we add those orientation helpers to position point as well? I guess we can do that. Then we'll go and rect and say the primary offset. They will just be called offset for orientation, I guess. So, or no, wait, we still need both. I keep forgetting. So you are in libdraw, and actually, yeah, like we should just take these. Take them back to rect. Secondary offset. So we just take these guys the way that they are and put them on point instead, because that way we can actually simplify rect and just say return m location primary offset. At least we only have the code in one place. And then here we do m location dot set primary offset for location. Oh, these lines are long. Do I like this? I guess it's kind of okay. Okay, we are basically there. Yeah, I think that's okay. And then maybe these guys should go on size, actually, but well, whatever. We don't have to care about that at the moment. So the amount position, primary offset for orientation is orientation. And then these guys here, right and left. Thinking like, should we have like an what do we call it, like first edge for orientation. I don't know. Let's not worry about these at the moment. We'll just don't have to go all out here. We'll just say orientation is horizontal. If so, it's this value. Otherwise, it's not rect bottom. But now I kind of want to have that thing. So, damn it. Okay, I'm getting into this. Okay, first edge for orientation. We'll call that return if orientation. Forgot to say the orientation here. Orientation vertical. Then we return top. Otherwise, we return left. And then this one we'll call the last edge. I don't know. Like, we just need some kind of name for it. And first edge and last edge. Yeah. So if it's greater than the last edge, knob rect dot last edge for orientation. Or if it's smaller than the knob rect first edge. Man, that is so nifty. Is it just me or is this kind of nifty? I like it. And then down here we gotta do the same stuff. But now we know how to do it, so it's just primary offset. I just wish that there was a better, shorter name for this that would be totally understandable. If you see something here that's like would be a super great name for these things, then please let me know. Orientation. Primary size for orientation. And I think maybe we're good with that. So there's a whole bunch of places where I can use these helpers. I'm not gonna do it in this video, but like I'm gonna run around the code and make use of these because these are pretty sweet for any widget that you can like flip over between horizontal and vertical. Like I said, I just wish that they would be there would be some like super obvious and short way to express what I'm saying here. I feel like maybe I'm going to think of something super obvious right when I stop recording. We'll see. Anyways, come on, bro. Okay, here we are. You don't work because you're disabled, and you snap in these nice little proportional jumps. Very cool. That is actually very cool. I mean, it's not that he snaps in proportional jumps, it's that his size is proportional. The knob. Very, very good. Maybe this one should actually snap into place a little earlier. I don't know. I'm not sure. But we got the vertical render stuff going, so that's what we wanted. So let's write some commit messages here. I guess the first thing we'll do is add libdraw orientation. I guess we already added it also, but let's see, gwidget. Yeah, this is just some style changes, so I'll add them. It's okay. I mean, I don't love doing that, but forgive me. Okay, so libdraw, move the orientation into its own libdraw header file. What else did we have? So we can do the rect and point stuff. Let's see, libraries, libdraw, add orientation-based offset size manipulation helpers. For these are useful when doing user interface widgets or GUI widgets that can be switched between vertical I'm trying to get the column count. When doing widgets that can be switched between different orientation between vertical and horizontal mode, such as a G slider. Basically, the idea is that instead of using X and Y directly, you use the primary and secondary offset size for the orientation. They're configured in. Okay, and then we just have, I mean, shit, we forgot to actually look at the patch. It's a good show. Okay, so here we're adding the, patch review. Here we are just adding the include, and then here is the, this is in point.h, so it's the point class. The primary offset is Y for vertical, X for horizontal, okay? Then modify primary, Y vertical, X horizontal, cool. Secondary is X for vertical, Y for horizontal. Modify secondary, X for vertical, Y for horizontal, great. And then in rect, these guys here, they're just wrappers around, they just call it on M location, which is the endpoint that tells us where the rect is located. Just checking that they are both primary, secondary, okay. And then maybe they should go into size, but I didn't do it now, so whatever, we'll do it next time. Primary size, vertical is height, otherwise width, height, width, okay. And then secondary size, vertical width, and then height. Vertical width, then height. Okay, and then the edges, first edge, vertical top, and then left for horizontal, and then last edge is vertical bottom and right for horizontal. Cool. Then let's do check out what we had left. So this is just the G slider changes. Here we are just adding the argument to the constructor that we have to say that it's a horizontal slider. And here we make the widget gallery a little bit taller so that we can fit this new row of sliders. And here we create a new container widget so that we can put these 3 vertical sliders next to each other. And then here we construct those sliders, lay them out in a horizontal layout, by the way. And we make them just like we make the horizontal sliders below. So, you know, nothing super fascinating, just that we pass in the orientation. Okay. And then here's just more adjusting for the new constructor argument throughout the code base. All right. And then in GSlider, we now take the orientation as a constructor argument, and we stash it away in M orientation here. And actually, we should go and update this code, since we now have these friendly helpers. So the way that we can compute the track rect, I guess we can do it. Oops. Take the inner rect, primary size for, no, primary size, primary offset for orientation. Oh shit, wait, no, this is a bit confusing. Still not right, because I want to change the track rect's X or Y value depending on which one. That one is more tricky, so I'm not going to touch that one. Maybe there's a way to express that too, but it's less obvious how to do it, so we'll ignore that one right now. Okay, and then what did we do? Then just in the knob rect code, I guess the knob rect is really the bulk of with this change. We're just switching to saying secondary offset instead of y, secondary size instead of height, and primary offset and size for the x and width values. So blah blah blah. Do we actually have like width? We can even search for width, right? To see if we pick it up anywhere. Height just there, x just there, and y is only there. That's really neat. Do we have any left, right, top, bottom? None of those. Okay, very good. And then of course we don't have like center for an orientation. That one I will also ignore for now. And then down here, just using more of these guys, also making use of last and first edge for orientation. I think these turned out pretty interesting, so I'm happy that I've added them. Yep. And then changing the names of these guys here so that they fit the new style. Yeah, all right. I think that's good. So let's say commit. Add support for vertical sliders. We now have to pass an orientation to the GSlider constructor. It's not the orientation. It's not possible to change the orientation after construction. Added some vertical sliders to the widget gallery demo for testing. Cool. All right, let us see that one more time. It is warm today, by the way. All right, so these are, that one's not working. This one is, very cool. All right, cool. I'm pretty happy with that, so I'm gonna say that's gonna be it for today's video. So if you made it this far, then I thank you for watching as always, and I hope you saw something interesting here, and I will see you next time.